Flite Test. Welcome to Josh and Josh.
That was close, man. That was really
kind of
good.
close.
Hi, I'm Josh, and this is Joab. Josh is still on vacation, and this is Flite Test.
This is Flite Test.
And today is not going to be very entertaining, but it is going to be informative and kind of interactive too. Because all you guys have probably had one time or another where you get all your planes loaded up, you get out to the flying field, something's been hanger rashed or broken in the car, or you forgot an adapter. Well, today's the day where we're going to start making a checklist of something called a crash kit.
What's a hanger rash?
Hanger rash? It sounds like something you need some EPO on it, huh?
I don't really know what hanger rash is.
Hanger rash is like where an airplane like gets bumped into the wall, or you're hanging it up and it gets kind of scratched up, or you're putting it in your car and you bump the tail and you don't realize that you cracked your tail.
Oh.
Yeah, hanger rash. But we're also going to post everything that we had and that we're talking about on our website. And if you guys have some things that we missed, put it on there too. We'll add it on there, and hopefully ultimately we'll end up with a perfect list that when you take it out you won't be embarrassed and have to go home without getting to fly.
I mean, that's what I do. I just get really embarrassed when I crash because no one else crashes ever.
Really?
So, yeah.
They don't believe that. They've seen too many episodes.
Oh.
Now my friend Joab here is right about one thing. He is learning so fast, and you're probably one of the most intense flyers I know. You push it every time.
I mean, it's not very intense, but it's pretty intense.
I think it's really intense, especially for someone getting into the hobby. He is doing phenomenal. But usually your day ends with a crash, right? Or a broken prop.
Well, either starts or ends.
Starts or ends with a broken crash or a crash. You break
breaks.
props, right?
Yeah, I actually have a hot glue gun and a power converter in my truck at all times.
That's dedication, my friends. That is definitely dedication. Well, dude, let's break these apart and talk about them. Okay?
I'm stoked.
You're stoked? There you go. Perfect.
Here's the first one.
Now, here's the cool thing about this. You just thought we split it in half. We got this divided into two things. We got supplies and we got parts, all right? Now, we also fly FPV, and the beautiful thing is these all snap together. Any kind of supply store, I imagine, will have something similar to this, but we like FPV. You can actually buy another one of these, put all your FPV stuff in there, and just keep building it, getting thicker. That way, at a moment's glance, you have everything, all right?
At a moment's glance.
We got parts and supplies, all right? Let's go ahead and start with this.
Ooh, supplies.
You like that?
These are parts, actually.
First thing you see here is something Joab is very familiar with, glue. Glue.
Scissors.
Scissors are priceless.
Castrate your plane.
Any assorted props of anything that you fly, we got it right here. And you know the nice thing about these things too, is say someone else forgets something, you can be their hero and keep them flying, so that's cool. Rod, I have needed this in the past for a broken rod end.
Little prop,
there you go. Adapters here. So we got our props, we got our scissors, we got our glue.
Connectors for servos.
Wire harness.
Wires and anything you could.
Never know when those are going to go bad.
Rubber bands.
Velcro. Velcro is priceless. These things are awesome. Many, many uses for them. And then obviously the sticky back. We had when we were in Toledo doing the show, we had a tricopter we were flying and it kept on crashing over and over and over again.
Many times.
It was bad. It was really bad. What finally patched it up enough was these holding the motors physically up. Now don't ask me how in the world, because Chad and David were the ones doing it. But they actually wrapped this around the bottom of the motor and was able to keep the servo and the motor on the plane and fly it. So that's pretty darn amazing.
It was actually the pivoting motor, wasn't it?
It was the rudder, yeah. It was the one that actually controlled the yaw. So that's amazing. These things are incredibly strong and durable and good in a pinch.
Some random screws.
That's
and
hardware, prop savers.
Sticky back lead weights.
Priceless. And we also got fishing sinkers in there too.
Yep.
Say you're flying an airplane, you're going out to the field test fly it, and it's a little nose heavy, a little tail heavy. You got what you need now to trim it out. Or in our case with the wings, they don't dynamically balance. You could stick a little weight on that far corner of the wing and balance, but they're always priceless for balancing. I know when I switch my cameras on my wing from one camera to the other, I often had to add nose weight because the GoPro's a lot heavier than my board camera.
What would you use this level for?
Well, you got a tricopter or quadcopter. You can make sure it's just nice and level on the ground before taking it off.
Zip ties.
Zip ties in memory of David Mean Distal, otherwise known as zip ties.
Some servo arms.
Priceless. And here's something really important. I go through a lot of these. These guys wear out after time. So you say you break a prop, hit the ground, and this thing spins. Oftentimes it'll roach this out. It's always nice to have extra prop collates and also prop savers. Where did you go with those?
Right there.
Rubber bands for prop savers, and then here's the prop savers in this bag right here.
Our trusty HXT 900.
Electronic 9 gram. You got it.
9 gram servos.
You always wanted those. If anything, you can put them as a bomb drop. It's wonderful.
Extra receiver. You have a low battery beeper.
Actually,
is that what that
that's
is?
a locator. Speed controller. Yep.
Who makes this?
That's a Tower Pro.
Tower Pro.
Yeah, that's a Tower Pro speed controller.
Not Hobby King.
And nope, Hobby King sells them.
Oh.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, wow.
Yep. And then this is the trusty HK401B gyro. This is what we use on some of the tricopters, and also if you want to add a gyro on your airplane.
This is a UBEC.
You know what that is?
Under beacon external controller.
Good guess. That's what powers your servos and everything. So say you don't want to go through your speed controller.
Why not?
The UBEC
Why
well,
wouldn't I want to go through
if you
my
have
speed
digital
controller?
servos and you're drawing more amps than your speed control can handle.
Oh. Look at these.
That is
tons of different connectors.
Honestly, that is probably the most important bin in this box.
one's cool.
You know what that is?
This is for a 3-cell. It's a low battery beeper.
You got it, man. You put that between the two and it'll give you a low battery beep.
Okay.
All right. Now here comes the good stuff. All the different people that have different batteries, you can be the hero now. Dean's to an XT60. These are usually on the bigger batteries. EC3 to Dean's. I rarely went out to a field where I didn't hear someone say, hey, does anyone have a Dean's to this adapter, like an EC3 to a Dean's? And quite often when people buy planes, they get different batteries, different connectors. And you can be their hero. And honestly, if you get a guy in the air and you help him get the fly, you will be his hero. You know, he'll lay down his life for you later. All right.
So this is the supplies, right?
I would call that supplies.
Supplies, and then these are the tools.
With exception with the scissors, you know, because the scissors just couldn't fit in there.
Okay, so this guy's out of the way.
That one's out of the way. Let's go ahead and move this.
Tools.
Tools are good.
Lots of tools.
Lots of tools.
Extreme packing tape.
A necessity. Extra batteries.
Yeah, nice.
Depending on what you fly normally, you could definitely use them. Allen
keys.
You got
for
it.
all your little servo guys.
And these are actually battery packs for the Fat Sharks. You have a good day flying FPV, you do not want to run out of battery on your Fat Shark. So this is for those. Loctite, which my friend Chad is very, very loyal, and he uses it on everything. I don't, I have more failures than him.
What is this thing?
That is really good. That's priceless. That's a programmer card for your ESCs.
So program what?
Well, have you ever given throttle on, you match up the motor speed control and it just doesn't really work right?
I've seen that.
You've seen that.
Done it myself.
Okay, well that will change the timing on your speed controls. It'll also give you things like on tricopters, you want to turn the brake on and sometimes turn it to nickel metal hydride mode, so it won't do a hard cutoff. You can do all those changes with that guy right there.
I know this thing. We did a review on this.
HK
Power Analyzer.
You got it.
This is a portable soldering gun.
I know, isn't that cool?
This is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
It is awesome. You want to guess what this is? Have you ever seen this?
It's a tachometer.
It's a Turnigy tachometer.
Nice.
Yes. Guess what this is for?
For seeing how many revolutions your motor
Checking your RPMs. You got it. This thing is awesome. You can actually select 2 3-bladed. There's lots of different features. It's affordable and it's very nice. So get one.
Okay, so we have all these tools too.
Yep. Screwdrivers, pliers, cutters, everything
anything
you
you
can
could
imagine.
need.
The trusty X-Acto knife down there.
Yeah.
You got extra razor blades and a magnet holds all your Allen wrenches that are small.
Now this is the most important thing of all.
The Flite Test business cards.
Yeah, I mean, when you're at the flying field, these are priceless.
They are.
You're meeting up with new people, and we're always trying to get people to come to the site. So new website.
New website. Speaking of website, once again, we're gonna have a list of everything we have in our crash boxes for you guys to see. And if you want to copy this, you'll be able to go right down the list. Matter of fact, just place the Hobby King order. You can get 90% of this stuff there.
Yeah. Well, we just had a crash recently, so we could actually go use.
We did.
This.
We can put all this stuff back in there, and we'll be good to go.
All right. Well, let's gather it all up.
Let's gather up and do it.
Thank you guys for watching. Thanks Hobby King for sponsoring this episode. And we're gonna fix some planes.
We got a lot of planes to fix today.
All right. See ya.
Towing. We haven't done anything towing, and more specifically, we haven't done any towing FPV. And what we're thinking is make a chuck glider, put FPV equipment on it, and then do from the beginning to end all towing. So it's as realistic as it gets.
Right. So we got this long string attached to our very faithful EPP FPV.
Yes, we do.
It's gonna be our tow truck.
Very long string. Yep. And in the middle there, you see a couple of rubber bands here to give a little bungee.
So the streamers are what? What are they for?
Well, gliders are generally really slippery in the air.